All right, welcome back, listeners, and welcome to the Starting Grid, a Formula One podcast where we discuss news, media, and race weekends. As always, I'm your host, Malik DeRojaye, and with me
is Calvin.
Calvin is back. So I thought it was this weekend he wasn't going to be here, but it's next weekend, and we're going to maybe do a call-in. Is that how we're doing it?
Yeah, we'll try to do a call-in. If we can figure something else out, we'll try to make that work.
Yeah, we'll
talk about it, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we are here to preview the Monaco Grand Prix. This is the icing on the cake for Formula One, or the creme de la creme. This
is the big one.
This is the iconic Monaco Monte Carlo. That's where it's at, Monaco Monte Carlo Grand Prix. So it is man versus machine versus the walls is pretty much what it is.
Exactly. The tiny track.
Yeah, it is. There's not a lot of room for passing. It's a tight circuit. It's mostly driver versus the track than it is driver versus other drivers.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can survive this and qualify well, you're going to be looking good.
If you can even make it to qualifying.
That's true.
Because Verstappen last year did not make it to qualifying because he crashed out in FP3 maybe. I'm not sure. One of the practices, he crashed into that wall, which I think was his second or third year in a row, hitting that same spot. Mm-hmm. So...
Did he qualify last year? Or was that 2016?
Last year he didn't qualify. That's why Ricardo had such an easy win. Well, I mean, Ricardo had easy wins. He was doing phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But Verstappen did not qualify. I think he had to start from the pit lane.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that they had to change his gearbox or something, probably to do with the crash. But either way, they were just working on his car for qualifying. So
yeah, not a lot of room for overtaking on this track as well.
Definitely not unless your name is Max Verstappen, because he did do a lot of overtaking, dive bombing people into
forcing it in there.
Yeah, into I'm not even sure what that turn is called, but dive bombing into that, like, I don't know if it's a swimming pool turn or something like that.
I think that's what they were calling it.
Yeah, and then blaming other people for cutting the track when he just blocks their entire turn. So Verstappen, people. Verstappen.
Hopefully we don't see any of that this year.
Yeah. Though, I mean, we do want to see passes on Monaco. We don't want to see cars kind of just going in a circle 100% of the time. But
for 78 laps.
Yeah, for 2 hours. Yeah, that would be boring. But before we get too deep into the Monaco Grand Prix, let's talk about some news that happened since the last race. Well, first up, I've got that McLaren had a new team principal at the Spanish GP. I don't know if many people noticed it. He's been announced since January of this year. That's when he got the job, but I guess there was some onboarding or something like that for the last couple of months. So he officially started his first solid weekend with McLaren this past Spanish GP. So
was he taking? So Zach Brown wasn't the principal, right? He was just like the McLaren team director.
He's like the CEO.
The CEO.
Or something.
Okay.
Yeah. He replaced. I can't remember the guy it was the guy he left, I think, at the end of last season.
Okay.
I don't remember. I can't remember the details, of course, but he replaced him, and yeah, they have high hopes for him, of course, like any company would. When you bring a new person in, you always gonna
you expect them to do well.
You expect a lot of changes, and you want to stay positive. So we'll see. I mean, McLaren's not. I mean, they're doing great this year, I would say, in comparison to the past years as far as their car. I mean, last year and the year before that, Alonso was doing really well with the car, but you knew that it was Alonso doing very well.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've got a rookie driver, Lando Norris, and Carlos Sainz with some experience, and they're doing very well with that car. So it does make me think of what Alonso could do with it. Could he be fighting against because you've already seen Carlos Sainz attacking Verstappen once or twice in the season so far. So could Alonso be beating the Red Bulls in that car? Who knows?
It's good to think about. He definitely would be competing. And doing just as well.
Yeah. So they have high hopes for that for that. His name is Andreas Seidel. I'm probably butchering that name, but Andreas Seidel I'm going to go with. So that's going to be the new team principal for McLaren. So keep an eye out for him and keep an eye out for how McLaren handles the future path ahead for in the season.
Should we, since we're on McLaren, should we talk about Alonso's IndyCar?
Yeah, because I didn't watch that, so you tell me about it. Yeah.
So I think today is the second round of qualifying. I don't know. IndyCar qualifying is very different than Formula One. So what they do is there's like a field of 30 teams, and they go for fastest
30 teams.
Oh, not 30 teams, 30 drivers.
Oh,
there
okay.
are quite a few teams though.
Yeah, okay.
But most teams have like 1 to 4 cars.
Okay.
And they go like overall top speed is how you qualify. So if you're the fastest car,
and then you qualify first.
Yeah, then you're.
Well, I mean that's how all qualifying is, though, right? It's not top speed; it's fastest around.
But yeah, fastest around the track. But
So
they're going overall top speed, like
so
your average top speed
at a speed trap point or something, and that gets you to qualifying.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but so like the number one qualifying team is a top speed of 230.
Wow,
just over 230. And that is Spencer Peugeot from Ed Carpenter Racing.
Do you know who drives for them?
Ed Carpenter.
Oh.
As well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he's related to if he owns the team, but he's definitely in there. He qualified 6th or 7th.
If it's Ed Carpenter Racing, then.
Right?
Probably owns it. Wait, who qualified first?
Spencer Peugeot.
Oh, okay.
That's the driver.
Oh, I thought you were saying the team name. Sorry. I thought it was like a Force India Racing Point. I mean, a Racing Point, whatever their name is, with all those words.
No. And then they're gonna do like the top 8 or top 6 do like a shootout today.
Okay.
To try to. Everyone else is set. Well, 9 through 30 are set. But then the top 8 do like a shootout today to try to. If they can improve their top speed, then they'll move up. But
is this the Indy 500?
Yeah, the Indy 500.
Is
and then
Alonso in the top 8?
Alonso qualified 31st.
Oh, what?
So I think this is like the story of Indy. McLaren last year, or in 2016, when Alonso raced, they were partnered up with on Andretti Racing, I believe. And so they were using a proven Indy team's like backing, and so they were in collaboration together. This year, in McLaren's infinite wisdom, they decided to go in on their own because they think they could do a better job apparently than people who've been in the sport for years.
Yeah,
and it is showing their lack of overall experience by themselves is showing.
Wait, so last year they were with Andretti, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why. Last year is when we had Alonso leave the Monaco GP and Jenson Button replaced him, right?
Yeah. Or was that? That was in 2017, right?
I think it was 18.
Okay.
You're right. It was 17 because that was when we had the Saubers that looked just way different than they do now.
Yeah, and Verline.
Right. Yeah. Verline showing his behind, the bottom side of the car, as you call it.
And then, so along with the top 8 jostling for position today, they're also doing like a shootout for the bottom 6 because there's 36 cars trying to qualify.
Okay.
So they'll have an opportunity today. Between the 3 of them, or the 6 of them, to get the last 3 spots. So McLaren, if he stays as good as he was
last year?
No, the first qualifying round, he will qualify in that 31st spot.
Yeah, but it's still pretty low on the grid.
Yeah, super low on the grid. But Indy's, that's a long race. Anything can happen.
Yep. 500 miles, right?
The person who qualifies first will probably not finish first.
Yeah. We'll see if he can close out this. I know he's trying to do the Triple Crown, right? But
yeah, that's only so it's Le Mans.
Winning the Monaco GP he won Le Mans, right?
Oh, I thought it was a Formula One championship, like overall world champion.
No, because it's not IndyCar championship. It's just winning the Indy 500.
Yeah.
It's winning the Monaco GP, and it's winning the Le Mans as well. Those are the three. That's the Triple Crown.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to be. I mean, he's already a Formula One champion.
Formula One champion, Le Mans, and Indy race.
Well, let's see. Triple Crown racing. Let's look it up really quickly. I'm pretty sure it's just you don't have to be a Formula One champion. But the Triple Crown of Motorsport, yeah, it's the Indianapolis 500, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and the Monaco GP.
Okay, I stand
So
corrected.
Graham Hill is the only driver to have completed that officially. So Alonso is looking to be the second. So we'll see if he gets there.
Yeah.
I think he already did. I think he just won the 24 Hour of Le Mans.
I think that was last year.
Yeah. So
I think it was Toyota. He was some Toyota team he was partnered up with.
yeah. So in 2018, Toyota took their first Le Mans win with Alonso, Sebastian Buemi, and Kazuki Nakajima. So he's just got to do his Indy 500, but he's qualifying 31st, so he might have to wait one more year.
It's not looking good.
Yeah. We'll see, though. Anything else on that, on the IndyCar?
No. It should be a pretty good race weekend with Monaco, and then especially if you're in North America, you can watch Monaco in the morning, and then Indy in the afternoon.
We should go to an IndyCar race. You know, they have them up here at Sonoma Raceway.
Yeah, I like watching the road races.
Yeah.
I know I just watched maybe like a month ago, the Indy race that's at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. We should look into, I think it's in like September or something. Mm-hmm. I went when I first moved back up to California I first moved up to Northern California, back to California. I went to the IndyCar it's the GoPro IndyCar of Sonoma, and it's their last race, and that race was awesome because it was just a lot going on. But I'm not going to get into it. But it's a solid, especially if the championship goes down to the last race, and it's at Sonoma, then it becomes a real good weekend. So we should look into.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. Let's get a good group together.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the next bit of news. There was some testing that went on after the Spanish GP. So still, I don't know how much testing they do throughout the year.
Oh, all the time.
But
sure.
They're limited as well, so they can't do.
Yeah, it's actual laps around the tracks.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, I'm sure they do lots of simulation stuff.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I need to look into what the testing rules are because we really need to know when they're going to do testing and when they're not. Because this one came out of nowhere. I was like, oh crap, I didn't know they were going to do testing before the race and after the race, right? So
yeah,
there was some more testing that went on. We had some of the reserve drivers and what else? We had some of the reserve drivers and their like rookie guys that are coming up in Formula 3, GP3, stuff like that. They came out as well. So
they get some laps in.
Yeah, they put quite a bit of laps in. Of course, for both tests, Mercedes dominated again. So
damn,
it's just right? It's not looking good for Ferrari at the moment.
It's not looking good overall for Formula One fans, unless you're a fan of Mercedes, just taking 1-2 in every single race. Right,
and I want to say day 2 for Mercedes. Yeah. The second day that they did their testing, it wasn't even Bottas or Hamilton didn't participate in the testing. It was Bottas and then some of their other drivers that they have in their lineup or whatever. Their lineup. So the second day they got fastest, and it wasn't even Bottas. It was Mazepin. It was a Russian guy. Let me see find his name really quickly. His name is Nikita Mazepin, and I'm probably saying that way wrong because I don't speak Russian, but. So he got the fastest time day 2, followed by but then, of course, it's just testing.
Yeah.
Because the second fastest was Toro Rosso, and we know that they're not going to be faster than Ferrari or Red Bull.
Well, hopefully Ferrari took this opportunity to try and work out some of the bugs.
Hopefully. I know that on day 1, Vettel was doing some tire testing for Pirelli, so we don't even know what compounds, we don't know what kind of strategy. That's all secret, I guess. So
yeah.
They weren't talking about that, but we know that Mercedes was testing out the softest tire. I think they're one of the only 2 teams that tested a few teams tested the softest tires, because this weekend in Monaco, Pirelli's bringing us the softest of the, they have the C1 compounds. Yeah, C1, yeah. C2, C3, C4, C5. So this weekend would be the first weekend we're going to see that C5 come out on the cars. It does not have a red line around it. So the C4s, typically we've seen the tires and you can kind of spot what compound they're using by the color on the side, and it's usually like a line going around it. The softest on both spectrums, the hardest tire and the softest tire don't have a line. They just say Pirelli in red or Pirelli in white.
Okay.
So that's
that makes sense.
A way to differentiate between the C5 and C4.
I gotcha.
But they are...
Yeah, do you like that they moved away from the purple or the pink, purple, white, red, yellow?
I mean, I can't say that I like or dislike it. It's always been confusing. They haven't figured out how to make it. I mean, back in the day, it was less confusing, but last season, it was the super softs, the hyper softs, the ultra softs, and it's are they soft or not soft?
Yeah, exactly. I thought they went to just the 3 colors, and they were just going to be like soft, medium, red, or soft, medium, hard, and then it would just be whatever Pirelli gave.
Oh, yeah.
But see, they're including all the C1, C5. It's like, why are you going to continue to do that if you moved away from it anyway? Just go back to the 5 colors.
To your point, it was my mistake. So during testing, that's how the tires were lined up. The hardest didn't have a stripe. The second hard, the C4s had a white stripe. C3s had a yellow stripe. C4s had a red stripe, and C5s had a no stripe, and it was red Pirelli.
Okay.
But in the actual race, Pirelli only brings 3 tires.
Yeah.
3 tire compounds to the race. Now, whether it's C1, 2, and 3, or 2, 3, 4, or 3, 4, 5, that's up to Pirelli to kind of decide. Then the teams can only choose between the 3. So it is a little bit less confusing on the actual race day, because you're only going to see 3 options. You're going to see softs, mediums, hards.
Yeah.
And I guess they can do I don't know why they would do this, but they can go they can bring C1, C3, and C5, even though that would seems kind of weird. I would think they're always going to be close.
I think they're all, so far this season, they've always been.
Yeah. So it is, I guess if you don't want to think about the whole C1, C2, C3, C4, you can just ignore that, look on race day and just see that, they have, right now, Hamilton, I'm looking at the tire selections, and Hamilton's got 1 hard tire with a white stripe, 2 the medium yellow stripe tires, and 10 soft tires. That's all.
Is that just throughout
for the weekend?
That's what he's bringing to Monaco?
That's what he's bringing for the weekend. Yeah, that's it. So they have the choice. Right, each driver has a choice to bring whatever. And
so wait, what was he bringing? 10 hard tires?
10 softs.
Oh,
10 softs, 2 mediums, 1 hard. Yeah. So that's that. So anyways, Mercedes was testing out the C5, which is the first time we're going to see it, is going to be in Monaco. So assuming that they were doing testing to prepare for Monaco.
Now the C5, is that the softest?
Yes.
Okay, so it should be pretty fast around that.
See, it's already getting confusing. Talking about C5, C4, C1, C3, C20. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to set a new track record? Or keep beating the previous times?
I think so. They've been doing
keep that going.
I think that happens every season, right? The last couple seasons, that's been happening.
Every race.
Every year. It's been dominating. There's a few that are still left out there from previous. They'll at least beat the times during qualifying. Now, whether they beat it on race weekend is different story.
Yeah.
So, there was some testing that went on. Mercedes dominated. But we'll see if some changes happen in Monaco. Monaco's a difficult track. Mercedes does relatively. They always do well there. They're always in the top 4. Nothing really changes with the top 5 teams or top 6 teams there. It's when Monaco comes around, but you just never know. I mean, Verstappen, last year he crashed into the wall, didn't take place in qualifying. Anything could happen. There could be an issue. Somebody could hit a wall. Somebody hopefully be all right. Hopefully they don't hit it too hard, but a car could get damaged. And then we've seen too where teams just make mistakes, like Ricciardo in 2017 when they just forgot to have his tires out for the pit stop. So
yeah, this race, it comes down to how well your team manages the race, pretty much.
Yep.
And then how well you do in qualifying. Not so much if it's the driver's best day.
Yeah.
Well, competitive day. Yeah. You still have to keep the car on the track.
Because even last year, it was like even before half the race ended, Ricciardo was complaining about he was losing power. And they saw that he was losing power. Mm-hmm. And I think it wasn't even the halfway point of the race, and he still took first place because it's just so hard to pass on that track, and it's so hard to get. So the people that were behind him, they just couldn't really make up time to get. They were getting towards him, but not fast enough. He didn't lose too much power, so I think it was just a couple horsepower down. I'm not sure.
I thought he lost his whole MGUK, like kind of what happened to Leclerc.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know if it because Leclerc was like real
huge,
slow.
Yeah. So it was a huge issue, and where if he wasn't on Monaco, he wouldn't have kept that position.
Oh, probably not. Probably not. And then even looking at the highlights from 2017, I think when I saw Ricciardo was ahead of Kimi Räikkönen and Verstappen, who was it was Kimi Räikkönen right behind him, and then Verstappen behind that, and he hit the wall. Coming through that first section, and it obviously slowed him down, but it didn't matter because they had nowhere to pass. So he really just held the position.
Yeah,
he kind of bumped the wall and slowed him out. But it's like, oh well, you can't really go around me, so just gonna get back up to speed here and keep my 4th place that he was holding on to, or 3rd place I think, or something. So yeah.
So should we get into the track a little bit and maybe talk about our?
Before we get to that,
okay.
I know we're running short on time, but before we get to that, Williams does have some high hopes for their car. They're saying that a turnaround is coming quickly, but we'll see. That was George Russell saying that after the Spanish GP, they're actually looking good and they're hoping to make some strides and changes in the next couple races. So we'll see if they can finally get out of last place or at least get some points on the board.
Hopefully. I don't know if they should just focus all their efforts on
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
We'll see. And then lastly, for the news, we mentioned it last race, but the Dutch Grand Prix is returning at Zandvoort from 2020. So that is officially happened. They were talking about it before, but it's official, and it's a cool looking track. Did you know it's on the beach?
I did not.
It is on the beach. It's like looking at the image here. It's you might be able to hit a home run maybe not a home run to the beach, but you could. It's close. It's within a quarter mile or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But if it's windy, I wonder if any of that sand ever makes it onto the track and makes it a little slippery.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool track to visit.
Yeah.
Go watch a race.
Go hang out with all the Verstappen fans.
Heck yeah.
So that track has been the Dutch Grand Prix has been in Formula One in the past. But let's see, it was, I think they did 30 races there. And the last person to win it was 1985. It was in 1985, and it was won by...
I'm going to guess Senna. I'm just taking a shot in the dark.
Let me see. I lost the spot here.
Was it Prost?
All right, the last person to win it was Niki Lauda, actually.
Oh, dang.
So that was in 1985. So it's returning to the calendar, and we're saying goodbye to Spain for now as well. I don't know if they officially named that one as gone, but it's not. They're not. They haven't renewed the contract, to my knowledge. So
Yeah.
Spain will be no more home GP for Carlos Sainz.
I wonder what they're going to do. Are they still going to do testing there, or probably
Nope.
not? Yeah.
No idea. Maybe. I mean, it'd be cool because I think if they do testing there but they don't race it during the season, I think it would be interesting because you're never going to come to a track where the teams are like, oh, yeah, we did all the testing
we've
here.
done
we know.
a million laps around this track.
Yeah. So who knows? We'll see. But I think that's really it for the news and information on the past week. So we can jump into the Monaco GP now.
All right. Well, let's do it. So this is a very tiny track, very windy, very unforgiving. You make one mistake, you're in the wall. Yep. Nothing but barriers. There's no runoff tracks. Well, there's like very small.
There's like runoff.
You crash.
Driveways.
Yeah, make it into this little pocket.
Yeah, it's very a short pocket. It's not very far. So
yeah, very winding, very technical with the turns, and you have to be really. What is it? How would you say this?
Like bold,
trusting in your car that you're gonna be, especially some of these like speed traps, that it's gonna hold you down. You're gonna have the downforce to make it through some of these turns, and then that, even though it looks like you're gonna hit a wall, that it won't be there as soon as you go over that hill. And there's a lot of elevation changes as well, and then a lot of tight turns. There's a couple 90s, but there's also no room for overtaking as well on this. There have been some people, like Max Verstappen, going to turn 10, which is that it's like two 90s back to back, and it's coming out of a speed trap. Where if you do have a fast car, you could try. I think that's why he probably tried to go there.
Yeah.
Because if you can carry some speed out of there, you can overtake a slower car. But
down into there, but
it's going to be very tight. You're probably going to go off the track at that corner and take a penalty.
Yeah, and it's a bold. This track, like every turn, that diving into that is bold because like the wall is right there. I mean, it's the rumble strip and then wall. It's not rumble strip and grass or dirt. It's wall. So like you said, you got to be real trusting in your car that it's going to make it, and you've got to be confident that. You got to pick your lines correctly. You got to be confident that you can handle it too, because
absolutely,
it's like Baku on crack. That's basically
that's a good way of putting it. And then there's one DRS zone through the straight, the start finish line.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it should be a good race. It's a historic race. So.
Did you know that? Could you guess? Was I guess when this track was technically, and I'm doing air quotes even though nobody can see it, technically built?
Ooh. So
it's a city. So really it's when the city was built, when the road structures were built.
Oh, dang. Oh, so like not like since they've started racing there, but since when the actual track was built?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm going to go early 1900s, like...
Early 1900s, okay.
Like let's do like 1920.
1920, okay. Well, the first race was in 1950.
Yeah. So I knew that they haven't been racing there. They've only been racing there, what, like 78 years now? 79?
Yeah. So the track was officially, technically built in the year 1215.
Oh, wow.
Way before the early 1900s.
A bunch of cobblestones or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That was when Monaco was first established as a colony of Genoa. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it'll be a lot of rich and famous people. A ton of multi-million-dollar yachts lined up on the side of the track.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful place.
It's more of a spectacle of seeing the famous people gather than it is about.
It's a nice looking place too. Yeah. I want to go one day. I've had some friends that have been, and they still have the rumble strips out like in certain parts of the track, like it's year round. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Monaco's a nice destination. It's most Formula One drivers, that's their home because they don't have taxes or income tax or something like that. So
it's like is it a city state or?
Yeah, something like that because I think it's I think it's technically a part of France, but it's its own like.
Yeah, they have a king and queen, right?
Yeah. So
something like that.
Yeah, but it's I'd love to visit if if
me
God
too.
ever let me, I would love to live there because that'd be great. If I could afford to be there, that'd be awesome. Like, oh look, Nico Rosberg is going to the grocery store.
Yeah, it is Leclerc's
hometown.
Yeah,
that's where he's
hometown.
born.
Yeah, he was born there.
Yeah, that's where he's born. Whereas most other drivers just move there. Because it's like a central location for all the racing, but also because they don't have to pay any taxes on all the money they're making there through there. So that is awesome. So but we hopped on the F1 2018 game a little earlier.
Yeah, my streak of being terrible continued.
I don't know, man. That track you were much ridiculous. Better. You were doing much better. I mean, honestly, obviously, you're still using assist, but you had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
But you're doing a lot better than you were in the beginning of getting on the game. So it was solid. Do you put down a minute?
1:20.
Minute 20.
Which Ricardo's time last year was 1:10.8.
That was his qualifying time.
Yeah. And we were doing hot laps or qualifying laps technically.
Yeah, and Actually, it wasn't. So I did a 1:14. That's what it was.
Okay.
So 4 seconds off of.
We need to write these down.
Yeah.
I swear your times just keep getting little bits chewed off them every time.
Yeah, I know, right? You write it down. I did a 1:12. I did a 1:08.
Yeah, right.
I did a 1:14. I thought it was 1:12 earlier is what I said, but it was like, now that I think about like
1:14 makes
way
sense.
too close to the official time, so I'm not 2 seconds off of any of the drivers in real life at all. So we're on there, and it's like, just reminds us that it's a man and machine versus track walls.
Yeah, track walls. Yep. If you stay on the track, you'll put in a good time.
Yep. So that is to say that if you're expecting an eventful race weekend, well,
watch qualifying.
Yeah.
That's half the race right there.
I mean, once you watch qualifying, pretty much the qualifying order is how most of these races finish, with the exception of the people that crash out or things like that. But
I guess the race gets pretty technical. I mean, because it is a 2 pit stop race.
Yeah.
It should be. So the tires, especially if they're using softer compounds, the tires are going to wear out a little quicker than normal. And then it does come down to strategy. So you might see some of the top teams jostling for position just off their pit stops.
Right.
But that's where the team aspect of this comes into play.
Yeah. It's going to be, hopefully we have an eventful race, but I think the best thing they can do for the fans, and this is why I think I'm going to actually use the F1 TV app to watch the race this time around, so I can watch some of the onboard footage instead of using the ESPN app. I think the best thing they can do for fans on this race is to show a lot of really cool like track action, as far as like up close camera angles, and just make it, because I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of overtaking. So the best they can do is just give us
make it look good.
Make it look good. Give us some really cool shots, And so I'm going to try to use the F1 TV app and get some onboard footage, because that's probably going to be crazy to watch people flying through there at full speed. And insane. Especially if I get if they do camera angles from like the front wing where it's like right on the ground, it's like just flying through.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
going through that tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So
I love that app, the F1 TV app. I listen to the team radio sometimes while I'm watching.
I haven't been using it. Honestly, I've been paying for it. I said I was going to pay for one more just this last year. But the ESPN coverage is good enough for me at the moment. But
so, what I'll do is because most of the time I record the qualifying. Mm-hmm. So I'll have qualifying up, and then I will start the app at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then I will, if I'm watching Verstappen or something, I will turn on his audio. So, and then it's just their radio. There's no commentary over it. So it's the TV's going, and then you can hear what they're saying on
nice.
The radio. So it's really cool.
That's solid. I might have to try that, because I don't do that.
definitely worth checking out. And, so should we get into our predictions?
Yeah,
Since this is a preview weekend.
Yeah, I think that's everything. A couple of, just so you know, I don't know if you have it up in front of you, but get into predictions. This is the results from last year. Ricardo, top three was Ricardo, Vettel, and Hamilton. That was 3 finishers. For qualifying, we had Ricardo on top, Vettel and Hamilton. So, yeah, finished where they started on qualifying, of course. And it was a 2 pit stop race. Actually.
So I think when we go for the DNF prediction, it's not really.
It was a 1-stop race last year.
Okay.
Yep. Only McLaren, Haas, Williams, and Williams made more than 2 pit stops, and then only Lance Stroll made 3 pit stops. This was a 1-stop race last year. We'll see what it is this year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can get into predictions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Burrito bet. All right. So, you went first last time, so now it's on me.
I think I got the point last week.
You did.
So
You did. So you're up 1 burrito on me.
So it's you got your pick of the field.
So race win for this weekend. That's what we're going for this time. I really want to go with Leclerc again. Oh, sorry, knocking over things, but I feel like Mercedes is definitely going to take it.
Oh, man. Watch, this is your week where they just completely fall off.
I know. I don't know.
Anything can happen, too. Driver hits the wall. They got to change the gearbox.
I know.
They miss out on qualifying. There goes your race.
It's Leclerc's home Grand Prix. I'm going to go with Leclerc one more time because I know a lot of other people have given up on Ferrari, but
you're going to keep that hope alive?
I'm not really hoping Ferrari's going to win, but I just hope that it's a good season. So I don't want to see Mercedes just continue to get 1-2s. But I do want to win a burrito, so maybe I should go with Hamilton, Bottas. I'm going to stick with Leclerc.
All right.
So who you got for race win?
So I could take the easy money here and go with Mercedes. But I'm actually going to go with Max Verstappen.
Oh, what? Verstappen. Okay.
Red Bull does pretty well on this track. They it's not so power hungry, and they come with a great.
Yeah, they kind of fell off this year.
They have a great car with their aero package and everything. So
I think they're a bit slower this year though with that new Honda.
They are a little bit slower, but it's not.
Or I don't know if they're slower or the other teams are just faster than.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with, and then Mercedes would be too easy.
Yeah.
So let's.
You already got 1 burrito. Don't
exactly.
Yeah. don't get. I don't know. Don't get greedy. There we go.
Yeah. So I'll go with Max Verstappen and Red Bull.
All right. Best of the rest for the race weekend. Now let's see. Last year's best of the rest was Esteban Ocon for Force India. Wow, he came in 6th place behind ahead of Pierre Gasly. So who was missing out? Oh, it was Max Verstappen because he started from last.
Yeah,
that's right. So Force India last year. This year, I'm gonna go for best of the rest. That's difficult, actually.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, it's really a guessing game at this point.
Yeah, Haas, Renault, Raikkonen. I'm gonna go Raikkonen.
McLaren's in there too.
I'm gonna go Raikkonen. I'm gonna go Raikkonen. Yeah,
that's a good bet right there.
I don't know how to spell his name, but I'm gonna go Raikkonen.
Raikkonen. I'm gonna take another gamble here.
All right.
I'm going with McLaren. I'm gonna go with Carlos Sainz.
Oh, Sainz. Okay, not Lando Norris, not the rookie.
Now the rookie. Is this his first race in an F1 car on this track?
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, I guess F2 probably.
F2 probably plays here or races here. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Carlos Sainz.
All right, first DNF. I'm gonna go with a I'm going to go Stroll. I just feel like he's going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he's going to just... I was going to go Renault, but I'm going Stroll.
That's a safe bet right there.
Yeah. Actually, it's supposed to be manufacturer, huh? So not Stroll, but Force
Racing
India.
Point,
Or Racing Point, yeah. I cannot let go of that Force India name, huh? Racing Point. All right, who you got for first DNF?
I'm going to go with Renault.
Renault?
I'm just going to continue my...
You're going to keep wishing bad upon our boy?
Yeah, just for the season.
Ricciardo?
As soon as the season's over, I'll go back to liking them.
Man.
Dude, I loved Renault watching in like 2008 when they had Alonso.
Yeah.
Those light blue cars. So, I mean, Renault does have a soft spot in my heart, but in the whole Renault-Haas feud,
rivalry,
that was going on with that Netflix show.
Yeah.
I definitely chose sides, and I chose Haas.
You chose American, huh? not French. The French are our allies, though, bro.
Yeah. I don't know. Next year I'll go back to liking Renault.
Right. All right. So that's our predictions for the burrito bet. Anything else for the preview for the race weekend? Anything else the fans can expect? Do you want to tell them?
No, I think it'll be a good race. Definitely check out the practices and the qualifying. It'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely be a lot of action. People hitting the walls.
Oh yeah, and aside from Formula One, check out the W Series, the women's series that's going on. That was
Malik's new favorite series to watch.
I mean, favorite strong word, but it's been interesting. They've been. I mean, it's Formula 3, it's rookie drivers, and, it's interesting to watch because I think you get a lot more mistakes, which makes for good racing because people are always going to be right there to capitalize on those mistakes. And then...
Are they all? Well, this is the first year, so they're all rookies to Formula 3,
They're not. No, there's one driver, and she's leading the championship right now, but only by a few points. She actually won in Formula 3 Japan Series, I think.
Okay. Which no longer...
Did she win last year? I think she either won or she competed in it last year. So, and then all the drivers come with some experience, their own experience, whether it's in road cars or whatever. I think a few of them have some open wheel car experience. All of them have karting experience.
That makes sense.
But only her, I think she's the only one that actually has experience in an actual Formula 3 car.
Okay.
Whereas other girls might have like Formula Ford or Formula whatever they've been in that are open wheel, but not the same spec. So,
all right,
they're competing for $500,000, which is nice. So it's interesting to watch. They have, I don't know if it's the same rules as the Formula 3 series. Like it's not the men series. It's just the Formula 3 series because they could get in there if they wanted to. The teams, it's not like they're limited to the W series. The teams in Formula 3 can very well bring a female driver on. There's one in Formula 2, Tatiana Calderon. Mm-hmm. She's driving for BWT. But anyways, I know the rule for this one is after every race, they switch their cars. They change them up. They shuffle the cars around.
Oh, wow.
No driver gets the same car every single race.
Yeah.
Just to make it an even playing field. And then there's no teams. It's all it's all under the W Series name. And they provide all the cars. They provide the engineers. They have some engineers on loan from different racing teams, like Mercedes and McLaren and all that. Okay. After every race, they switch up the cars, and it's a lottery pick, and it's just it's just completely random. It's like, all right, you're getting this car this time. You're getting this car. And they just switch it up, and you choose your paint job, and that's it.
Nice. So it is definitely all about skill.
It's all about skill.
Level playing field.
And probably a little bit
of luck. Best driver wins. Yeah. I mean, you were showing me some highlights.
If somebody ran their car to crap the race before and you end up getting that, well, your engine might blow this last race.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Enough about the W Series. It's a good series, though. You should check it out. But that's it from us. So, as always,
enjoy the race weekend.
Yeah. Enjoy the upcoming race weekend. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts on Spotify, Apple, on Podbean, all the other Spotify or podcast listening websites. And look us up on Instagram. And reach out on startinggridUSA@gmail.com. Send us, some.
Have you checked that?
I have. I keep an eye on it.
Okay. Anything yet?
No, it's just been. I have all the news kind of feeding through there, so I have some things set up from Google search to send any relevant news updates through there. But yeah, if you want to leave some feedback, leave a comment. If you want to join in on our burrito bet, we're not sending you a burrito though. You can send your predictions in as well, or if you just have opinions about F1 racing in general, just reach out. startinggridusa@gmail.com.
Very cool.
All right. See you guys next weekend.
Adios.